Hey guys, it's 2 in the afternoon here, and you know what time that means. So, working on from last night, I've done a couple of things, not very much, because I was finishing off a tutorial video. And what we've done is we have split our management, hotbar management, into, at the moment, 5 different grid panels. Okay, and then we have made those grid panels into an array which matches exactly our building types. Okay, and then what we're doing and we're about to test is this code here, which is similar code to what was in place last evening, but now uses, we don't need to refer to individual grid panels. What we do is we refer to the grid panel in an array position. Okay, so we're about to test that and see how it goes. And that's not so good. But that's okay. It's interesting to see, actually. I know what the problem is. The problem is that we're not checking this against the building type. Okay. So now if we hit equals here, and we're going to drag it over to here, that's where we need it. Okay, and we're going to drag this into here, then we're going to drag that into there. Hey David Fontes, how you doing, mate? How are you today? Nice to see you back. So we have to branch this off. And then we can drag this in here. And try this. And there we go. We've got refiners, smelters, fabricators, metalworks, and research station. Excellent. Now, what we need to do is, now we know this is working, okay? So I can drag this into a hotbar. Okay. Okay. Don't know why that didn't work, because it was working last night. Okay. We'll stop that for now. We'll test that in a minute. But what we need to do is we need to do hotbar main. Except it's not hotbar main. It's hotbar management is what it is. Okay. So we need to sort this into the correct shall we say no entiendo inglés. Okay, so this is our scroll box and this is our canvas panel. So we have to this is our vertical box. And it looks to me like we don't need that. Let's have a look at this for a second. So in this vertical box, we've got this, but we shouldn't need, right, we're going to drag that into there. Okay, we're going to undo that. Okay, so we've got this. And we're going to wrap this with a canvas. I'll tell you what, we'll wrap it with a border, right? So we can tell exactly what it looks like. And then we'll drag our vertical box into our that's not very good. Okay. Right. So I'm going to drag this into here. Right, and this is going to get wrapped with canvas panel, and that canvas panel apparently that's the wrong size. I'm going to drop that into here. Right, we're going to make that full size. Okay. And we don't need that uniform grid there. Right, but our available should be here. And that should be here. And I really want to size this. And in theory, that we don't need this vertical box. Right, we've got this vertical box, we've got this canvas. Right, and we're going to have to offset it a bit more from the left and right. And then let's do it for there. Right, and that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. And that should be us, in theory. Okay. If not, we're going to have to reference back to another one. You see how this is not inside this? Right. So I need another one that actually scrolls. So for example, trading scrolls. Right, you can see here that's got a that's a scroll box, and the scroll box is directly in there. Okay, so if we convert this, we should be putting this directly in here, and that canvas panel can go away. Then it's still not right. right? So we can take a look at this again. Right, so we've got a border wrapped around it. So let's wrap it with a border, shall we? Right, the border is going to be transparent. Okay. And we're going to leave it at that. Now this is weird. And this is probably one of the more complicated ones. So I'm going to close this one for now, right? And what we shall do is we shall get the inventory, because the inventory one's a lot more straightforward. And that has got a uniform grid panel in it. Right, but that's because we add to it. So if canvas panel, scroll panel. Okay. Oh, it's kind of hot here. And we can't really put that in a border. Okay. I'm doing my usual widget wrangling, trying to work out. It's hard to work out where things should go sometimes. Right, so in theory, right, I should be able to grab well, not that vertical box, but I should be able to grab this vertical box, right, copy that, okay, and then I should be able to paste it. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so you can now see that okay. And we can delete that. We can actually put that in there. Right, and we should be able to delete that. Right, and this canvas panel can go. Right, and we can delete that. And we should be able to delete that. And this vertical box should be able to go here. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do that. We'll take away the vertical box. And in theory, this should be able to go there. Then that can go. And excuse me a second, guys, I have to go for a comfort break. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Excuse me for that short interruption there. Right, back to this. And I think what we'll do is we shall take a look at how this is looking overall. When we restart this. Right. So let's see how this ends up looking. I'm not expecting it to look good. Right, so do we have a scroll? Apparently not. Right, but we're not going to worry about that yet. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to get this canvas panel, and that's okay, and that's okay, and I am guessing that that is now okay. And we're going to test it at this point. Well, that's good, kinda. So it would appear to me it's going to be hugely disappointing if it... interesting. Now, I think this is going to make it full size again. Yeah, the size to content thing kills it. Right, so we don't size to content. But I'm guessing that one might. But then it shouldn't, because that didn't fix it either. Right, so what we should check here is in our GP crafting, it had the size X and Y. Right, so for our actual GP available, right, give me 1 second. In here, got the GP inventory, and we're going to copy the anchors for that. Right. Right, so it's a different set of anchors. So we're going to say 960 by 440. And we're going to save that. Okay, so it was a different set of anchors we needed. right? And we're going to stop that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a spacer in here. And we'll give it 20 on the Y. Okay, now for some unknown reason, our scroll box is not scrolling. Right? Now, don't ask me why. Don't understand why this isn't scrolling. I don't get it. Right, anyway. Right, so that's cool. Now the question here now, guys, is quite simple to say the least. So the question is for you guys, well, actually I need to show you. Should I allow drag drop on this hotbar so you can drag like this over to here? I guess we'll have to do that, won't we? Right? So I think we'll have a look at that, right? And we're on the hotbar menu. Right? And there's our content. And it's it's this one here. Okay. So fundamentally, we click on that, double click on that, go to the graph, right, and we go to our override function, and on drag detected, okay, and we shall go back to save that just now. And we click on our hotbar and our individual, then go to our graph, and then we do the same thing, copy that, go back to here, paste that, drag these up, now I don't know if this is actually going to work. It might. Okay, it won't. Right, so that's an image. And that's a button. Okay. So we're going to delete that for now. Right, but we're going to see if this fires. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll select an item of anything really. We'll choose this box out. And that'll do it for now, just so that we can see it. Okay. So right. So we've got to do the on mouse down thing. Right, basically got to do that. Now, I'm not 100% sure. On mouse down. Paste that. I can delete that. Interesting. It's the mouse event into there. Right now, I'm just wondering if this is going to override whoopsie daisy. I'm just wondering if this is going to override the actual normal mouse button click. Right, so if I click that, right, that's okay. And if I drag it, it's not happening. Right, so what I'm wondering is if this actually does anything. Right, so it's not firing override. I don't know why I pressed stop. That was stupid. So that's not firing at all. right? I wonder. It's just not firing that at all. Undetected thing. I mean, you must be able to click it, right? Because I just clicked it, right? So that's like a no-go for that. Right, now if we look at our available individual, right, this thing here, and we look at the graph again, on mouse button down, and that's the on mouse button down, and then we've got the on drag detected, right? So in here, same thing. On mouse button down, which is exactly the same as what we've got in the other one, right? And then the on drag detected is that. I'm just wondering if there's some weird thing going on there that because that wasn't hooked up it wouldn't work or something. Apparently not. Right, so it's not going to here, and it's not going and firing here either. I'm just wondering if I change this to like a different button. Right, let's just for a laugh change it to the middle button, right? Is it something to do with the left and right buttons or something? And there's the on mouse button down. But it's not doing it on the left mouse button. Right, so let's stop that, right? Continue. Now if we click this, there we get our thing, right? But that's not what we want. We want this on the left button. See, it's not doing it. Wait a minute. Let me check something. I just want to try this, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the on clicked to not on clicked. I'm going to right. See, this is on clicked on this. Right, we're gonna have to do a quick look up here. Excuse me for a second. On mouse button down, and it is Unreal Engine. Okay, so there are other people have this issue. Right. Okay, well, this on mouse button, what we'll do is we'll make it a on right mouse button for now until I can solve this issue. Okay. Now, what I do want to do is I want to find out so we're dragging the payload, right? And we'll probably be able to get the image for this. Is it called an image though? That's the thing. Yeah, it's called an image. It's from the brush though. Right? So get brush. Apparently can't get the brush. I can get style though. I have no idea what I typed there. We can't get the image for that either though. Okay, whatever. We're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is, when we're creating this, right, what text image, item image, text item, right? So that was like the building name, wasn't it? We'll see what it does anyway. Right, and when we pass this in, right, let's have a look. We're adding the image to the button. Right. So in theory, we should be able to get the button. Are you kidding me that that's, yeah, you see your button image. Individual building button, so this is it here. So we can set the button image. Apparently we can't get the button image. Okay, so back to our graph, and when we build this event, right, so apparently so when we're building this, we're actually making we're not passing it in. Right, so what I need to do here is, well, for one thing, stop confusing myself, that's for one thing. So image building, we'll call it, right, and that's going to be texture 2D. Okay, and then it's going to be instance editable, expose on spawn. Save that. Right, we'll have to go back to our hotbar main, and then when we create this, enable breakpoint, no, refresh nodes, and the image building is this here. Right. and we've got the building name there, that's fine. I think that's all well and good. And now if we go to here and then in here, we can put that in there, then we can save that. Okay, and on that I'm going to grab myself a quick cigarette. So while I'm doing that, you guys can hit the like and subscribe and do all that great stuff that's going to help the channel. And I shall be back in 2 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Right, we're back. And it's chucking it down outside where I live, which is awesome, obviously. And we're going to have to get on with this. I'm not too sure how much more to actually do with the drag and drop at the moment. I do suppose that it's going to work. So we're going to have to check that out. So let's have a look. Right, so if we right click and drag it into here, it doesn't go. Okay, so we're going to have to look at our on drop and see what actually happened. So we're going to add a breakpoint there. Then we shall try that again in here. And it's not firing the on drop. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting indeed. So, what's going on there? Alright, so I can only gather that the on drop is not working or not doing anything for us. Right, now obviously I'd have to swap these out, but I'm just wanting it to actually drag drop and it's not dropping. Right, which is weird. Now I'm just wondering if there's any, like there's on drag, then there's on drop, but on drop is not firing, and we didn't want to do that. So what is going on is the question. You got on drag cancelled, on drag enter, on drag leave, on drag over. Right? So I'm guessing, right, that if I just put a print string in here, right, that basically if I put a breakpoint in there, right, if I try this again, yeah, it fires. Right, now the interesting thing is going to be, we don't want it actually on drag over, right? That's actually not what we want. Right, what we want, or what we want to check anyway, is on drag enter. Which is interesting because that isn't an override. Right? Wait a minute. Right, hang on a second here. Hey, Vladimir Papik, how are you? Right, so what I'm thinking here is on mouse button up, right? Can we do a drop? What's this one? Detect drag if pressed. Right, so that's what we... So you can't... What I was thinking was, if you let go of the button, right? We'll just stick a print string in here just to see what happens, right? Well, I wouldn't call it programming at the moment, I would call it struggling. Although a lot of this stuff is working, but this is weird. Right, so we can't do it with that, right? Because basically what I was going to try and do was, if it was mouse button up and it was right, I would do the drop operation, right? Subway Surfers, never heard of it, I'm afraid. But that's not really a big surprise, because there's only a certain number of games that I play or come into contact with. Right, so we want to delete on mouse button up. Okay, now on mouse button down, we're getting that, right? We are definitely doing that. The problem is, when we're doing that, on drag detected, right, we're doing our drag drop operation, which is fine, that's all great, but we're not getting our drop. Right? I'm wondering what this is. I'm wondering if we can actually get to here. And it should be right mouse button and branch off that. Right now, I'm just wondering. We can't add a breakpoint. We can add a breakpoint here though. Right, but this is just, I don't know why I'm doing this, because this isn't even firing. This isn't getting to the heart of the issue here. Right, the heart of the issue is that when I do that, it gives me my draggy droppy thing, right? So blah blah blah, I can drag it about, but it's not dropping it, it's not firing the drop. And And I don't know why. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. Oh, what a fool. What a fool I have been. Right, this can that can get deleted. Put that back. Right. And then what we do is we copy this. Right, and it goes in a hotbar blank. Right, but it's not hotbar blank. It's some other thing that I can't remember where it is. It's in the building menu, and it's the individual building blank, and it's this one. And we go to the drag drop. Then we go to the drop, right? And we need to find out what we're actually dropping. Right, so I'm going to press play again. Right, that was really stupid of me to forget about the blank. Right, so if we drop, you can see that it's firing, okay? It's firing. We can step over, then we can find out what this payload is, and it is an individual building button. And it's the available individual. Right, okay. So it's this thing here, text item. So all we need to do, well, we need to check, and it's not that. Right? It isn't one of these. Let me try that again. I want to know exactly what this is. Right, because this cast is failing. Right? So whatever I'm passing in from this is not the same thing. But it does say it is the same thing. No, it doesn't. It's an individual building button. Right. So, from that point of view, right, we're going to take the easy way out here. Right. And what we're going to do is drag this up here. Right, I'll tidy this up in a minute. So can you tell me a bit more about Subway Surfers, Vladimir? I'm not 100% sure what that is, basically. Right, so this is actually an individual building button. Right, so what we do is cast to individual building button, I believe. And text, I think it's building name. I think it's building name, isn't it? Get building name. Now we could set these up, right? We could set these up with different, with temporary variables, which we might do later when it comes to tidying the thing up, right? But for the moment, right, that's okay. And we plug that in there. Okay. And that's not quite right yet, because if this cast fails, we go down to here. Right, as I said, we shall we need to plug this in. Save that. Okay. And we press continue. Then we shall go like that. Drag this up a bit. Step over, and that is an individual building button, like we said, right? So this is going to crash out of here and come into here, right? And there we go. And that says fabricator, and our hotbar index is 6, and we resume. And there it is. Right. So what we could do is put a research station into 9. Right, so we'll just resume. Oopsie. So that didn't work. Interesting. So research worked, or sorry, the fabricator worked. So, well, we did that one. So let's try a smelter in 8. Resume. So that's okay. So the only one not working is the research. So if we do that again, right, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the values that we're getting back. So we step over, then we step over that, and we have research station. Right, so we don't use the building name. Quite simply. So when we come over here, and we do the on drag detected, we don't do the building name. Okay, now let's have a look at that from its available individual. And we get that text item. Right? So in here, the building name is all fine and good, but it's the wrong thing for us to get. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a variable to this, and we're going to say building name. It's actually building row name. Okay, and that's going to be name, instance editable, expose on spawn. We're going to save that, and then if we go to hotbar main, right, what we need is this. Whoops. So we refresh the nodes, and then this actually goes in here. Okay, and this needs a bit tidied up. Right. So if we come back in here, we don't grab that, right? What we do is we grab the building row name. Right? And that's the thing we deal with. Okay? So we'll save that. And we shall test it again. And now, right, we can drag this into 7. Resume. We can drag this into 9. Resume. And that's not right either. Okay. Let's grab that. And we'll find out what these values are again. Now there's something kind of stupid. Well, I know why it's not working. Right? And that's because this should be building row name should be going in here. Or more to the point, that is more like it. Right, so drag it into 9, step over, step over, step over, step over. Right, now what we got here, research, that's what we want, I believe. There we go. Right, so we can drag around our hotbar. We can't switch them over yet. What we'll do is we'll actually work on something to do that, right, in a second. But I've got to go and get a drink, so I shall be back in a minute and we shall actually do the array swapping. Don't go anywhere, guys. Okay guys, we're back and let's do this array swap thing. Now this is only going to happen, it's not going to happen on a blank, okay? So basically if we drag and drop onto this is where we want to do it. So we're going to stop it, okay? And we're going to have to do a check here first. Now, I've never used the array swap before, so we're going to have to work out how that works. We swap array elements, right? Okay, we passed 2 in, that's fine. And the unfortunate thing is we haven't really thought this through. Except we might have. Right? Because okay, we haven't. Now, if it's coming from here, you see this might not work. Right, I don't think this is going to work. We're going to have to cast it to something else. Right? If I try to do that and drag it into there, right, I'll guarantee the payload is not this. You see, our payload is an individual building button. Right, so we're going to have to stop this and basically cast this to individual building button. Okay, and interestingly, this is all good stuff. Right, now it can't be blank, right, because it's an individual building button, so we do need to swap, right? So we put that back up there. And we get the key index, and then we get this key index, right, and we plug that in there, or right, okay, we'll take our time on this one. We might need to swap first, right, and then drop it in, and then do this, right? So what we'll do is we shall copy this, right? And we're going to get building building row name. Well, we're not setting it. So building, get the building row name, right? Then we're going to delete that. We're going to plug that in there. And better still, we're going to do that. Right. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm going to add a breakpoint there, save it. So you're working on Unity? Well, it's one of them things. Some people prefer Unity, some people prefer Unreal Engine, some people prefer Godot. That's what you're comfortable with. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the refiner onto here. Then we're going to resume, and that's 5, which is correct, and it should be 0. And it's not. Bummer. Okay, so that's not going to do anything. Or is it? Actually, no, it's not. Right. Now, what we need to know is it's individual building button. It's actually hotbar index. Right. Hotbar. Get hotbar index. Right. So let's try that again. This is quite a complicated, so it should be 0 and 5, right? Yeah. How's that 5? How is that 5? Well, this is a really weird thing going on here. Because this button should definitely not right, well, we can look at it, I suppose. but when we, right, see here, it has to be it has to be the hotbar index. The key index, hotbar index. Right, let's go back and try it again. There's something weird going on, because this should definitely be the hotbar index. Right? And it is. No, they can't be the same. It's the index of the one that we're dropping it into, right? But this shouldn't say 1. And that shouldn't say 1 either. Ah. Is it? Is it? Does it need a -1 on it? Is that the issue? Hotbar main. Right, so we're going on the key index, right? And we loop through here. And we get the index. Right? I don't understand this. Let me try something, right? What we'll do is, right, when we on drag detected, right? This is from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the hotbar index, right? And I'm going to put it in there. Okay. And then I'm going to save that. Right? And then the on drop, we're going to get the payload. And we're going to get the tag. Okay, maybe we're not. no. Can we? Yep, we can get the tag for here. Right? And I want to see what this number is, what this value is here. If we pass that into the tag, right, so we'll do 1 and 6, resume, so it should be 0 and 5, so there's our 5 and there's our 0, right? So we can do it that way. Now what we can do is we want to have a look at this. So it's refiner and the circly thing. Oh, did we? Update hotbars. It's in the FE controller. I don't think we want to actually do that. Yeah, that's not doing anything. But then again, it must be. Okay, I'm beginning to get myself confused here. What we can do is we can say update. No, we don't. We say custom event. Right. And this is going to be update building menu. No, it's not. It's going to be update hotbar. Right. And then we're just going to get a reference to the hotbar basically, which we have. And then we're just going to say update apparently we're not. Because it's building menu, it's called. Right. Okay. We do want to have a look at our array after we've done it. Right. So we do that. We drag it into 6. Right. We resume that. And we have a look at this. So we've got storage container refiner at 5 and 0. So we step over that. Forgot, that's right, those are swapped over correctly. And we've still got the wrong thing there. And we say update, what is it, hotbar menu? Right, so we go drag that into there and resume and resume, and there you go. Then we can drag that into there. Then we can swap these over, presumably. Yep. So there you go, guys. We have our hotbar, and you can basically swap it about, do what you like, and have whatever buttons you want on it. Okay, and I think that's a good place to finish. So if you've enjoyed the stream, hit the like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, then look in the description and add my game to your wish list. If you want to financially support it, then you can look at the Patreon or buy the game. And finally, you're welcome to join my Discord. The link is also in the description. Have a good afternoon, everyone, and I'll see you tonight at 8 PM Central. Bye bye for now.